Kia ora and welcome to FTP Podcast. No, it's not what you think. We're actually here to free the people. My name is Dion Freeman and I'll be your guide and host as we go on this epic journey together, discovering ways that we can free the people. Right, tēnā koutou katoa, no mai haramai, welcome to FTP Podcast. We are here to free the people. Today I'm joined by a man in the jungle. I would like you to introduce yourself, please.
Yeah, sure. So my name is Daminda. I'm a burnout coach and a performance strategist. I work with mostly city professionals who are going through burnouts and trying to find their way over long term and find their life clarity.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And so I know that's just one thing that you do, bro. And another thing that interests me about you is your work with children, with youth around the world. So
yes.
Can you give us a little bit of a fill-in on that as well, please?
Yeah, so the first time I started, I think back in 2014, I did a small project with the Hunger Project, and I saw the amount of kids that actually need help. And even though I can't solve everything overnight, but I can do my part to impact in different ways. So I started giving away a portion of my income since then. So right now I'm in Thailand, so I've been working with kids outside northern Thailand, making sure they get nutritious food, making sure I'm able to support their education, even celebrate birthday parties with them. So that's been like a very amazing journey for me, yeah.
And so would you, like, it was just interesting for me that the brother comes straight in with, this is what I do for business. Your humanitarian work is actually a really beautiful thing. So do you find that both of those sides of you create a good whole space?
Yeah, I think if I don't do that part that I give back, I lose a sense of my work and myself. So for me, there's a deeper connection to give back. And because, we all in this together, we have this sense of connection, whether we like it or not, we are connected as individuals and from the atom to molecules, everything. So for me, one of the biggest ways to feel that connection, also give back, is to work in my capacity.
Yeah. Cool. So I'm from Aotearoa, New Zealand. And we met through a mutual friend, Non, from the Elephant Village. Now, I had heard about you while I was back in Aotearoa. So I had just come to hang out with the elephants and do some healing work and also meet and connect with Non. And then when I got back, he kept speaking highly of you.
Yeah.
And so what brought you to the Elephant Freedom Village? And how has your experience been so far? Because you've been here a while now.
Yeah, so I've been here close to 2 years, I think. I met Non through a mutual friend of ours. It's, I took time off from my work. Back in end of 2020, I decided to pack everything, give away most of my things. And I was like, I'm going to put my life into a luggage and then leave.
Yeah.
To see the world, but also see the world through others' lens, their experience, their life, rather than my opinion, my objectives, my perspectives. So I was always curious about the world, but never had the chance to do it. So I postponed it. So I postponed my journey for others. So for 20 years, I didn't do that. In 2020, left everything to start that journey. And somehow after many countries, I ended up in Thailand. And within like 3 months of me being here, I got connected with Non. That was like maybe 3 years.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, I really like studying tribal cultures.
Yeah.
And I like their essence, the message to the world and things that they can actually deliver. Maybe evoke some of the humanity that we are losing. So I'm passionate about this side.
Yeah.
I think this is a really good point where people can actually see that simple way of living, but in the same time, they have their own contribution to the world.
So you mentioned that sort of came over from London.
Yeah.
But where are you originally from?
So I was born in Sri Lanka.
Cool.
I was born in Sri Lanka. I left Sri Lanka when I was 25, some time ago.
Yeah.
Now I'm 43.
Yeah, been a while. Okay. And so, well, my first question that comes to mind actually is there Sri Lankan elephant?
Yeah.
Yeah. And are they different?
They are classified as Asian elephants, and Sri Lanka has one of the largest density of elephants in one country.
Yeah.
Because it's an island, so they're trapped over there.
Yeah.
And they grew over time. So they are still classified as Asian elephants. So very similar to python.
So I just got one more question on the elephants, and then we're going to get back into a little bit of your mahi, your work. So, which elephant is your favorite from the Elephant Freedom Village, and why?
Okay, so
I know it's hard.
it's actually not hard for me because I don't have a favorite.
Oh, okay.
So for me, because of my practice, my journey, I try not to have favorites.
Yeah.
Because they change all the time. So to practice detachment and flexibility,
yeah,
I see all elephants in their own unique ways, very unique. Golosu that we both know, when I first stood next to him, I was like, oh, I'm really small. This animal is so big. Yeah. The tusks were so big. Yeah. That was special.
Yeah. Definitely had some special moments with Golosu.
Yeah.
And we can get into that in another podcast.
Absolutely.
So, bro, you work with people with burnout. Now, people watching this from around the world, and especially my clientele, a lot of them will come see me with hono hono for similar things. The way I work is find out what's the driver to lead them to the burnout, and what trauma is hidden under the skin or in the brain that contributes to that. Yeah. So can you walk us through, because there will be a lot of people watching that have experienced burnout, no doubt. Some people who are going through it right now, and others who maybe we can save them a little bit of heartache and head hurt from the burnout. Yeah. So tell me how you work with that. Yeah.
So with burnouts, there's two main categories. One is burnouts happens due to past anchor points, trauma, or different reasons. So that leads them to have a different mindset that causes a burnout. The second one is actually future or present moment going backwards. So there's two things happening. Some people have a very clean past. Their parents are amazing. They are very lucky to have a great upbringing, but they choose the wrong strategic approach or workplace. They don't know how to deal with day-to-day fast-paced lives and all these challenges that can lead to a burnout. Or maybe most of your clients fit into the category where they have different things they need to resolve to become extremely free so they can find themselves. There's two sides to work. I work mostly with the present and the future anchor points. So from what's holding right now with their mindsets, with the strategic approach, and look at their existence from the right now to the future. Let's say if they're lucky, they get another 50 years on the planet. Yeah. How they can live their life to the fullest, and what kind of roadmap we can create strategically and going backward. So I look at that more. I don't really work with people got past issues, they have these darknesses that they want to resolve. And what I told them, look, find someone really good at that. And when you resolve that, you can come back to me, then I'll help you to uncover the other part. Yeah. So, because we as a consultants, we have our ethical duties to take on clients that we are really capable of helping. Yeah. So that's what I do. Yeah.
Awesome. And same for me. Like hono hono is one way up a mountain. There are many other ways. I find hono hono can be quite direct. But also, I always sort of teach my students that when it's out of your pay grade, meaning you're not feeling comfortable to offer any more service, then redirect to somewhere that they can find that help. Yeah. And so that's good to know from my side of things, because I can help resolve the past stuff
Yeah, yeah.
And I get frustrated with trying to help people with the future stuff unless they've come to a Way of the Warrior workshop.
Yeah.
So when people come to that workshop, then I know they are there to clean up the past, but they are there locked into where they want to go to. So it's good to know that you're in a coaching realm or have a business where you can help people who are ready right now to move forward and I guess navigate so there's not the burnout, right?
Yeah. I think when people sometimes ask me, like, because when they go through burnout, they feel like everything is dark. It's a whole, no matter whether the origin is actually from the present or the past, doesn't really matter. When they're inside that black hole, everything is dark. So for me, regardless of the origin, burnout is a great signal telling someone that something has to change because this is not sustainable. This doesn't work. So if you can come to that conclusion, go and get help. You can try to do it alone. It can work, but it is going to cost a lot of time and energy. But if you have the facility, then get someone like yourself to give that boost, the initiation, to break through, and then you can find your way.
So this is from a business perspective.
Yeah.
And if we look at it from a healing perspective in different ways, burnout, fatigue, chronic illness, these are all different types of, I guess, burnout. With my medicine, if your spirit is not happy, it will show you in your mind or aches, pains, and injuries in your body. But this is similar to what you're saying with something needs to change.
Yeah.
And so those moments are usually the catalyst for change.
Yeah.
Now, I have a couple of questions around that. So with hono, when you're stuck in the past and you've got all those traumas, this leads to depression. When you're stuck in the future and you're not living in the present because you're always worried about the next deadline, this creates anxiety. And so for hono, when you're in alignment with God, the earth, your mind, your body, and your spirit, and living in the present, then you are, I guess, that much closer, or you're already on your purpose. Now, do you think with what you've seen and what you've worked with, can you see that relating in I guess, the clients that come your way?
Yeah, because the physical body is a very delicate, very delicate. So when someone going through, burnout, depression, anxiety, all these things, the body often tells something. Okay, look, they get stiff, they get stressed, they different react. Every individual react differently. So it's extremely important to understand the connection between mind and the body. And then the third element is the spirit, which is the connection we have with the universe, and everyone defined in different ways, gods and spirits. So it's very important to recognize these elements, then how they play a role. And when I work with clients, I try my best to look at more clinical ways how they can resolve it. Even though I don't do what you do, and I had the chance to experience that day before yesterday. But these things play a huge role. And sometimes that's all they need. They just need like clearing out the cloud, that whole blocking their vision and allowing them to see it through. So physical body is important, the mind is important, and we need the clarity of all that to actually say, right, what is the best path forward and how they can make it work. And sustainable, because they need to stay on track to see it through. Otherwise they fall down again. So it's important,
Cool. And do you ever get clients that come through your door that aren't living in their purpose, but they want to achieve, say, but they hate the job, it makes them sick, it's giving them burnout? Do you get those people, and do you work with them, or do you sort of send them somewhere else, or in alignment with what you do?
Actually, most of my clients are like that. So they are extremely high achievers. They have the best job. So I'm an executive coach. So 90% of my clients from the past at least had $1 million or more in assets. So the money is never the problem. But what they lack is their connection to the existence or the purpose, And because, no matter how much money you have, that cannot be replaced, they get lost.
Yeah.
And there's a period when you get money, you're excited, you spend the money, you get gadgets and things, and you feel better. After some time, you run out of that juice. It's nothing can sustain you. It's like, okay, I can buy this, but what else? You're sitting on a private jet, what else? There's nothing can satisfy outside when you don't have a purpose. So most of my clients lack purpose, and there are multiple reasons. Sometimes, actually, in society, we don't get taught, or in schools, we never get taught, hey, you know what? Why don't you write an essay about your purpose? What do you think what you should do?
Yeah.
We don't get taught about that. And because of it, this lack of preparation, we never encounter this situation until we reach that point where, well, why? Why should I continue?
Yeah.
So it's a larger portion than actually people think.
Yeah.
Because people usually think, oh, if you have money, you got everything.
Yeah.
The case.
I can attest to that. I thought my purpose was to be a party boy and get people drunk and be the man. And then when I got that, I was like, wow, I've never felt so empty. Now, and the thing is, I think a lot of people, I believe our purpose is to experience life. But the deeper purpose is why we came to the planet.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think for me, with the healing, it started as that. And then, now the purpose is growing bigger and it's teaching.
Yeah.
And now I'm able to gift some of my students that purpose that they had of wanting to help heal people.
Yeah.
So do you find, because we've had just little bits of talk, your purpose seems to be evolving in two different ways, but also almost like blossoming like a flower. So where is your purpose right now? And where are you at with it? Just a little question.
Yeah, no, I think it's a vital one, because I have my purpose is to serve people, to enlighten their mind, whether they are. But in the world we live in, we have to freely choose how much we can deal with. So I work with adults, going through burnouts, helping them to find a better future for themselves, because in that way they can serve others.
Yeah.
And then I work with younger generation. See, even though they may not be able to understand what I do, I find ways to support those who can actually help them.
Yeah.
So there's two different ways I serve. I try to fulfill my purpose. While we're on the subject, is it okay if I tap into about purpose?
Yeah, yes, go for it. Please do, bro.
We're not live, so you can edit it out.
No.
But there's a discussion among the people who are searching purpose and the spiritual gurus that life has no purpose, it's just to exist and everything. And I thought about this for a long time. And I strongly disagree with this idea that you don't have to have a purpose to exist, because people really don't understand biology and existence. If there's no purpose, we don't exist. In the universe, anything that has no purpose, it takes it out. There's no purpose to serve, you don't belong here, because it's an energy consumption. So the fact that we are here and we are chosen out of millions of sperm cells, floating around, boom, bang, you are here. That tells you there's something bigger to serve. Once you grasp that idea that you are unique, you are here to serve a purpose, and it could be anything. It could be writing a song, could be empowering someone else, healing. Then you are never alone, and it gives you a bigger sense of existence. I think we all have a purpose. It's just a matter of time, having enough room, that clarity, getting rid of things that are holding us back to discover that purpose and fulfill it in a way that we feel we are doing it, rather than trying to copy someone else.
Oh, man. We're definitely not editing that out. I just grabbed my ear before. Whakarongo mai, use your taringas, listen to this brother, he's pretty onto it, especially with that statement. And so I'm just going to rewind to the other night. We had a talk about psychedelics and we got onto this tangent, and we both have a similar sort of ideal of there are all these different forms of healing, and some of them are becoming trendy, and different gurus teaching different stuff, and that's awesome in different ways. But I did take a recording of you speaking about safety in those practices, and sometimes reaching for the psychedelics instead of going internal. So what are your thoughts, or can you share your thoughts? Because some people choose that avenue to find their purpose or to unlock different things. Give us your take on it, bro.
Yeah, so I'm going to break this one into two parts, and this is like a real world scenario. So edit as much as you want, because sometimes people not like it. Spiritual practice and using psychedelics, plant medicine, this is actually very ancient practices around Asia, Africa, Brazil, all these parts. This exists for thousands of years. It was always done very carefully by a practitioner who practiced it for years under someone else. The experience, they test, and they are able to write a book if they want, or 10 books. And it was done very carefully, spiritually, with a great responsibility. Fortunately, when these kind of things get picked up by the Western society, and this is where it gets diplomatic sometimes, but this is the truth. When they get picked up, and it becomes all about money, most of the time, it becomes all about money. And the essence of these practices is gone completely. And it's all about, can you take it? Can you do a quick fix? It's not that they are wrong. It's that they still got to go through another 5,000 years of evolution in the spirituality to discover that, okay, we should do it differently. So because they're yet to go through it, the adaptations that how they would see the world and take that in that way. So you take mushrooms. Now, the problem is that, do you need to take mushrooms all the time to find your purpose? Mushrooms might clear out your mind at the beginning. If you do it right, you might find, okay, I can see my existence clearly because all these negative emotions not around. So that's what the mushrooms did. Cool. But you don't need it every day. You don't need it every 3 months. But right now, there are small towns dedicated for mushroom taking. You know them, Thailand. So I think that's a very dangerous thing. I think more and more young generation now getting involved in this, and they are doing it because it's fun. And I think it's more dangerous in that when we take something special and commercialize it without any consciousness, it makes it more dangerous than benefiting people.
It's a fine line, because if it wasn't if there wasn't a charge for it, then it might not be held in the right sense, because obviously need to pay for different things to make this comfortable journey. Also, survival for shamans in the days, everything was provided for, whereas now it's, you have to survive, you have to pay rent. But then also the commercialization of it with being, like I studied TikTok for a year before I posted any videos. And because my algorithm was set to Maori, healing, wellness, for some reason, TikTok just kept throwing people taking high doses of different drugs. Well, in this way, I would call them drugs. If they were taken in a different light, then it would be medicine. But like, hey guys, do DMT and unlock this and bang and blah, and making it fashionable and trendy, but missing the whole fucking point.
That's a big danger. I think this is why, I'll give a very interesting example. 2 years ago, I was in Bali, and I met this couple, and this girl had lots of tattoos, like the eye, the stars, the moons, and all the tattoos around in the body. And so I'm a curious person. I love to ask questions and study people in a way. So I asked her, hey, tell me about your tattoos. And she tells me the whole story about this one reminds me about compassionate and do all that. So I asked her, when was the last time you participated in a charity event? And she couldn't recall the dates. Just years back. And I said, look, you can get all the tattoos you want, but nothing makes any sense if you don't do it. It's only in your mind, in your belief. So you're faking yourself. Psychedelics, drugs, this is exact same thing. If you don't live it, you don't practice it. It just becomes a drug. You're addicted to the whole thing, like the feeling of that you're doing something. It's not doing anything at all. You are in the cycle, believing something that is actually not in real life. That is dangerous.
Awesome. So we're just going to move off topic. There's a little just... We're in Thailand, man, so the road is yet to be paved in some places. Bro, walk us through your session. Number one, how that even came about for you. Because I think we both kind of got tricked, like a setup. And so talk us through that experience, how that was for you. Any of my viewers will all know about Hono Hono in that sense. So, give us a download for the people.
So I have no idea until that point about your practices. I never experienced it. And whenever there's something new, one, I participate so I can learn. I'm not trying to judge anything. I'm just actually trying to learn and actually be a participant. So I'm a student at that moment. In the same time, I also do validations, things like, is this actually going to serve people? Or is this guy actually real? You know, this is me.
I get it.
For me to be an ethical practitioner in what I do, and as a coach, I have to be able to say, I know this guy, I know this practitioner, and I can validate him. I can actually say, right, he's really good, so you should go and see him. So that's how I approach the situation. So I had no idea. And you lay down some crystals. I'm like, oh, these are cool. I love crystal stuff. So, but because I never had an experience, maybe I don't have any judgments. So my mind was very clear to experience the whole thing that you were going through. And when you asked me to move my palm over some crystals and pick, I have no idea what's going to happen. And I was asking questions. And when I first moved it, I was like, oh, what do I feel here? This is strange. So I had to go again to feel, I can actually feel some connection with these stones. That was the first time I'm feeling connected with these kind of ways. And that was really unique experience to see how my body was connecting with different stones, and that telling you how my life evolved in the past and what my future can be. And what during the time, I'm questioning, maybe this guy going to guess it, He's going to, look, I'm a very serious person in that way, so because I need to really think. But I was shocked, man. I was shocked to see how accurate you were in so many ways, right? And things that even I never considered to exist, and things I know that exist. So when you're going through certain things like my connection with my parents, or people are not understanding the way I see the world, and I'm like, okay, I don't put those things on social media, so he doesn't know that anyway.
I only just looked at your social media and only a little bit last night. But so the stones is our electromagnetic field. And so the stone, each type of stone has a personality, and will come out to help serve in a reason for certain things. So that was how I got to, like, it might seem like a magic trick to some people, but I'm not actually working. The crystal is working with you, and you're working with the crystal. I'm just translating. So that was that part. And then the cards were the next part. And how were the cards for you? Did they make sense?
Cards make sense, but because it's actually a new thing, I think how you use crystals and cards to explain my life or pinpoint certain junctions, that made more sense than anything else. Crystals had a physical connection. I felt with cards, it was more like a visual feedback. But when you start describing things and we are going through the session, you are asking questions, and I'm like, oh, actually, I never thought about that like that. So I'm going through that, my own analysis. That was actually very fascinating. Yeah.
And so the part you jumped to just then was about the parents that just started working on your brain.
Yeah.
And so unlocking memories, so to speak. The cool thing I love about this medicine is it doesn't pose blame. It's just this was the cause and this was the effect. And then if we dive a little bit deeper, we find the cause of that cause, which then, so the stone that you really connected with was ancestry, petrified wood. And that, like, I said it to you when I tuned into your body, the back of my head, man, was like super tense.
Right.
And also the front, like, just meaning, you've been striving since a kid. And it made sense once we got you on the floor. This is striving to be understood. And like, I think that the coolest part of doing the session with you, bro, was I can relate to many, many different facets of your life. So that was really cool for me. And also to know there's more of us out here.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I agree, especially like, you know, there's a generational change right now happening. Our generation, there's another one. And then, so our parents had no clue how to prepare us for the world, because they had no idea how the world would evolve.
Yeah.
So there's so much happening. And then when I go through the process with you, and I'm also understanding how I can serve my clients even more, because by recognizing my own experience as a child, you don't get understood very well. You get misunderstood very well. You get mistreated because of that. Not because anyone doing it purposely, but it happens naturally. And we have these feelings as we grow up and we hold on to it, not realizing sometimes they can actually, could be used as a tool, like we are now using to help other people.
100%.
So that was a really, really good experience. Yeah.
And so I left afterwards. When you have that time for yourself afterwards, what was your sort of, not reaction maybe, but how was your process?
So I felt extremely light after the session. I also had a very good clarity, because as you know, right now, this last few weeks, my life is directing me to change few things, right? Leave my country house behind and everything. So when we go through the session, that made more clearer where focus need to lie in the next 12 months, 2 years. And it's also, and I use something you reminded me constantly, when we work with people, we try to serve others most of the time. We sometimes forget to serve ourselves. And that is something that even I forget. I'm a victim of that. We forget to help ourselves. So that was a really good reminder. Everybody step back, give some self-love to you, do that to yourself. And that was a really good reminder for me. And it all happened in the perfect timeline in my life that gives more clarity. Okay, this is what I need to do. So, yeah.
Awesome. Well, as I sort of mentioned before, we were kind of set up by Non. So Non told the bro that I wanted to do a session for you, and Non told me, I think the bro needs a session from you. So thanks, Non, for hooking that up. And then just want to also just give a little thanks to Carmel for, she's actually the reason we both met, Non.
Correct, yeah.
So just always chuck out the credit where credit's due. Now, FTP,
Yes.
free the people. You have been on this road of helping this process in many ways. If there was something that you could impart some wisdom, advice, or experience for the next generation to help them to free themselves and free the next generations, what would that be? And look right down the barrel, bro. Give it to them.
You call FTP and I call this getting unplugged from the matrix. Because for the last maybe 100 years, and especially in the digital age we are being sucked into this specific rhythm of existence that is often controlled by policies, governments, companies who wants to manipulate people, their life. And that's why we have more burnouts, more depression, more divorces, more all these chaos. While the world is thriving, other one is crashing. Human life, if you think about it, is supposed to be thriving, not falling apart. But yet we are falling apart. So there has to be something in a conscious level we have to do to be more logical, more critical, more analytic. Actually go and try things, question things, be brave to ask, challenge. Go and explore who you are. Find your individual voice and speak the truth. And in that journey, you might enlighten others to follow. So I think that's the best thing we can actually do for the next generation is to be brave enough to go bold and beyond. And you will change the world in that way.
So just we've been pretty serious with it all. Just to break up a little bit. What's your favorite food in Thailand, bro?
Khao soi.
What is it?
Khao soi is like this coconut curry-based noodle soup.
Oh, yeah.
I really like it.
Okay.
It's very creamy, with sweetness.
I have heard of it before.
Yeah, it's very delicious.
So the curry that we had the other night, was that like...
No, actually, after this, maybe we can go and try it.
Oh,
place myself, yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Favorite country you've traveled to and why?
Favorite country? From cultural richness and also historical significance, it would be Egypt.
Wow.
Egypt, where I felt truly humbled by the capacity for humans to actually change things and create things. This massive amount of things, and that lasts for a long time. So I saw creation by humans and also destruction by humans. And so it is in one place where I saw like thousands of years of evolution in one location. Just truly a blessing for me to be able to go and experience that.
So, okay, now you've just piqued my interest on a different thing. I've been offered an opportunity to go to Egypt.
Yeah.
But it's in this side of this trip, and I would realistically only have a few days.
Yeah.
Is it worth just waiting and coming back and doing it for like a month?
I think...
Or can you get enough of it just in 3 days?
If you have 3 days, land in Cairo and stay in Cairo.
So you reckon just fucking do it?
Yeah, because it's you might actually get a sense how you can come back and explore further. If you have the opportunity, sometimes these opportunities are for a reason. There are groups actually going to Cairo for the pyramids. There's an energy calling for them in their spirits. So if this is calling you, go and see, and you might find reason to come back, because Egypt is so vast. So even a month is not enough. 3 days next to giant pyramids, it's a good start.
Okay, cool. I like this, bro. So I've retraced my DNA.
Yeah.
This is the smallest strand and the first strand of my DNA, and come all around the world in a question mark with New Zealand Aotearoa at the bottom is the dot. So, okay, I'm going to sit with that, brother. Thank you. Part of me was like, yeah, fuck yeah, we're going. Let's go.
Yeah.
And then the other part of me was like, I don't know if that's going to be enough. And I often have that. And again, like, I came here originally for 5 days, stayed for almost 2 weeks, and it's led me to come back. And this I do believe will be my halfway point to Europe quite often.
Yeah.
All right. Favorite superhero or supervillain?
Superhero or
And why?
so I can have two names for this one. Superhero could be Iron Man because he's more related to the present and the future of our existence rather than anything else, and also he's human. So that's another one. Super villain would be Thanos, mainly because he used stones to wipe out half the population on a whole cosmos, whole existence. So to do what is necessary for the benefit of many, it is extremely difficult. And not many people can agree and with that kind of moral dilemma, how can we do something harsh but that benefits many? So that is a very unique scenario to play. Yeah.
It's funny because I like Thanos, but right with what you just said made me think of Bill Gates, and I'm like, fuck that guy. So
it's a difficult part.
Yeah. I can imagine. Look, I've had to make some harsh decisions that upset a few people, but in order to bring peace to many.
Yeah.
And it's never hard, and this is part of leadership.
Yeah.
In Aotearoa, we call this rangatiratanga, and it's along the lines of you're not just the leader, you're the embodiment of awakening other leaders. So, brother, in Māori, I would call you a rangatira. Okay. And then most fun country?
Mexico.
Okay.
Yeah. Mexico, I was there for 3 months. They have this very relaxed feeling of musical, food, and also culturally rich country, very ancient country as well. There are lots of connection to tribes. I found that experience was very, very relaxing. Yeah, it's cool, fun.
All right. And then, ever met a Māori before?
First one.
Oh, shit. Yeah.
Real life.
Got that title. Okay. So, as I said before we even started this, I feel like Aotearoa would be an amazing place for you to visit. There are sites just earthwise, but also I feel like, bro, you speak and articulate what a lot of people that are in my world right now are experiencing, but also working through, and also I guess most of the people in my circles or that I deal with are people who are trying to free the people. I really feel like there'd be a good network for you there. So we're just going to wrap it up with a couple of Māori things. So first, kia ora. So kia ora is, it's like a greeting,
Right.
And it's like wishing you wellness, but depending on the tone of how you say it, it can mean thank you, it can mean yes, it can it can mean a couple of things. So I want to say kia ora to you, but I also want to give you a hungi. Now, have you heard of what this is? No. So a hungi is forehead to forehead and nose to nose.
Right.
And what this is doing is we are creating a connection and sharing breath. So the breath of life. Now, my tribe is a little bit different. So Ngāti Porou, the first one will be to establish whether we're friend or foe. So that can be like a handshake and just a quick hungi to just check if we're friends or not.
Right.
But if we go in for the second one, it means we're family, and we consciously share our spirit and our breath together. And brother, just with the short time I've known you and knowing what you're doing for the people around the world, I really respect that. And so I would like to give you your first Māori greeting, and then your first hungi. So how that looks, bro, is we just shake hands, and then forehead to forehead, nose to nose. Kia ora. And then again. All right, brother. So
Thank you.
bro, and then just going to give you a Karen handshake. And my bro, this one has called out for you.
Wow.
So I noticed you noticed it as soon as I walked in. I don't know if you noticed. So this stone was carved by Carl from Māori Movers, and this is a bit of pounamu. So pounamu is like our national treasure. It is good for healing the first 7 years of life. It is good for healing the heart. It's good for protecting the heart, still allowing you to open it whilst protecting it. It will take hits for you, spiritual and like anybody wishing ill will, the stone will take those hits. It will get heavy over time. When it gets heavy, it just needs a good wash.
Right.
But yeah, the shape of this is actually a chisel. So this would be attached to a bit of wood.
Right.
And we would...
Oh, okay.
And this would be a style that would be used to carve a waka or and also to clear a path and forge a new path. I asked my stones, because I had one, I was like, oh, that'd look good on the bow. This one was like, no, me.
Right.
So this is just to help you carve the next steps of your path. Hopefully one of those channels takes you to Aotearoa, to New Zealand.
I believe so, yeah.
But yeah, bro, this is for you to carve out. And also, you do a lot for others. I think it's good for this to carve out your own path. So if you're all right, we put this.
Yes, yeah.
So this has been blessed. Oh, bro, this is like a fucking perfect fit. So you can go up to the camera and give that a good...
Look, check this one out. Wow, it's amazing.
Awesome, my bro. So, hey, just on behalf of myself and
Thanks, man.
and all those people you helped, thank you very much. Really appreciate it. And
I have something for you.
oh, well, this is how it feels.
So, when I travel, I picked something unique. So this is a volcanic rock
Yeah.
from Mount Batur in Bali. So millions of years of trapped underneath.
Yeah.
At some point comes out. So I'll pick things that I think communicates the energy of all our existence from ground up.
Yeah.
So I want you to have this one as a reminder, because you are connected with the earth spiritually, your practice. And I thought this will suit you really well in your journey as well, to remind you how connected we are.
Yeah.
How deep.
Thank you, bro. My whole body is tingling, especially my right foot around my heart, where my heart would be. I sort of made a vow 2 years ago to never go back to Bali. Number one, had an incident, and this is where Golasu's here saved my life.
Right.
But number two, what I was seeing happen to the culture.
Yes.
Also, like a lot of the Balinese people hurting because of foreign people kind of taking over. And I didn't want to promote that or support it.
Yeah.
But I did want to give healing and my healing to the Balinese people. Thank you. I will sit with this, because I have been told that I need to be going back and doing work there.
Yeah.
But I think maybe I need to change the way I look at that. And also maybe there is a way for me to help the Balinese people retain some of their rangatiratanga, some of their leadership.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think this is why I picked these things, because I saw what you saw. I was there. And I spent like 2 days in one location. I was like, this is not going to work. So I took a bike and I just left. I traveled for like 5 days in the middle of the island, just taking a scooter, climbing mountains and everything. And I saw what you mean. And this is why, so I take these stones and I go do presentation with schools, even here in the village, to educate the younger generation, the cultural diversity and richness in Asia, in around the world, and why it's vital to protect it, because we can't let it just slide and get destroyed. So we have our callings. We know we are here to preserve, to give back to enlightened minds. And sometimes our experiences can actually reshape the way we do it and find new ways to actually approach it. So perhaps you'll take your time to look at what's your long-term role in the preservation, because it is quite sad what you said, and I saw it as well. So I think it's something that we need to think.
I think it's definitely one thing to appreciate, another thing to appropriate, and then one even more step worse is to bastardize something.
True.
So I think that's especially for me becoming a world traveler. My whole thing is to make somewhere better than when I got there, if I can, but not take from it to the point of exploitation. That's not my way. Okay, thank you, bro. One last question. Because we're both optimists, but we're also both realists. Do you think there is a way for us to free the people so much so that we don't need governments? We are able to share and appreciate each other's cultures all around the world. Do you think that this is something that is possible, if in general, or that we might see in our lifetime?
Looking at current direction, the way the world is navigating, I think it's very possible to create enough leaders to celebrate life and also existence of our uniqueness, celebrate our uniqueness. Whether that will happen in our lifetime, I highly question it, because what I've observed about humans is that we need a greater threat to unite. Right now, we are so focused on dividing each other, looking down on each other, discriminating each other. Even in England now, it's happening. We need a greater threat from an outside source of force to say this is not going to work. So it's very possible. I really hope that I would one day live in a world that actually we are all seen as human beings. Whether it will happen in our lifetime, that's a different story. But what I do know is that individually and collectively, we can play our role to make that happen.
Awesome, bro. I'm really optimistic because I would like to see this in my lifetime. But I think it's something Tupac said, was that he might just be the voice that inspires a generation. And I feel like that's a big part of what this whole podcast is about. As the bro didn't understand what FTP stood for, so drop it in the comments. But as I said, it's not so much fuck the police, it's more a fuck the policy, because the policy has bound us and trapped us, and it's become a narcissistic relationship worldwide.
True.
So we're all on the upside of that, to free the people. So hopefully this reaches some of you out there, awakens something in a spark inside your heart, in your mind, or activates your spirit, and you step into that leadership role. And if you're looking for a way to do that and not burn out, we'll drop the bro's socials and all of his contacts so you can get in touch with him. Daminda, thank you so much, brother. It's been a real honor.
Thank you for this great invitation.
Oh, bro, we're in your home. I just bought a flag, bro. First time out the box, by the way. Well, for a podcast. So, very grateful, bro. And I look forward to seeing you somewhere around the world, if not back here again.
Or back in New Zealand.
Or back in Aotearoa. Can you say that?
Aotearoa. That's the ancient name. That's the original.
So there's a story, and it depends on what story, but there was migration from different parts of Polynesia, from a place that's not necessarily known as a physical landmark, called Hawaii. And different canoes came to this country, New Zealand. But Aotearoa was one of the wives, because they were at sea for months. One of the wives said Aotearoa, which means land of the long white cloud. But my name, she told me, it's not the name of a country, it's a state of being. So there's one for you. Aotearoa is a state of being.
Wow.
Now think of it like this. If you've been out at sea for many, many months, only fish and even some days no fish, like in a boat, motion sickness, all of these things for so long, and then you see a long white cloud over an island, this would give you hope, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And a whole lot of things of like, what's to come, what could we do here? And so they're one of the waka that settled on our country. And then one of my ancestors was known as the whale rider, Paikea. So he traveled to Aotearoa on a whale.
Wow.
So, we have many fascinating stories, bro. But I think what better way is to actually take you home or bring you over home. So when the time is right, I think it's time for you to come over. And the bro's got a thing for motorbikes, so I think we need to get a couple of Harleys and do a mission.
Absolutely, yeah.
Awesome, brother. So anything else you want to say before we head out?
I think, the only thing I can say, I tell this to my clients and also when I go and speak in groups is, our lives are very finite in a way. And sometimes we don't really stop and think. Find your true calling, find your passion. Your passion, it's your gift to yourself. That's what gives you a reason to wake up. Your purpose is your gift to the world. If you can find the balance, you will become truly remarkable.
Sound like me. I love it. Fuck yeah. All right, fam. Big loves. FTP podcast. Hono Hono Healing International, Healing Aotearoa and Way of the Warrior. Look them up. Come get amongst some good stuff around the world. Mauri ora. Mauri aroha.
Beautiful.
My man. That was